Boom, boom, boom. Zombie, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Give it a minute here. Let me get this shared out. Hi, man. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with myself anymore these nights. I might have to. Well, I don't know if I even want to go to the gym, man. I'm just worried about going places and being around a bunch of people. What's up, Scooters? Yep. 2 weeks at least. Man, it's it sucks, man. I don't really know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it. Um, Last night was just a shit show, man. Just watching everything unfold and like, I don't know. We'll talk more about it. What's up, Stewie? True, what's going on, brother? What's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. It is Thursday. Um, I actually normally do a stream earlier on Thursdays, right? Unless I don't go see Grandma. And can't go see Grandma because the nursing home is not allowing anybody, visitors in for at least 2 weeks. So I'm kind of bummed about that. At least I got to hear from her. She actually called me about 5-10 minutes ago. So she had like this jitterbug phone, this flip phone. And last time we went and visited her a couple weeks ago, I had an extra phone, an Android, a smartphone, and I brought it to her. And she actually tried calling me because she's still trying to work it out. Like, we haven't been able to get there the last couple weeks now because of this going on and some other things. And so she gave me a test call. So I got to hear her voice, got to talk to her at least. Got to tell her I love her, and that's what's most important. So it sucks not being able to go and see her, but it's the way it is, man. Brayden, what's up, man? ESPN said at least 2 weeks. I mean, or not ESPN, but somebody's sources were saying at least 2 weeks. Maybe it is 30 days now, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if, these are all just, they're just suspending it short times for right now and just saying this. And then I think it's going to continue to expand to longer delays unless they get this completely under control and, the cases start dropping off and they're not increasing, and even then they're going to wait a while to make sure everything's good, and that's fine. I mean, that's how it that's how it should be. At the end of the day, as much as it sucks, and we'll talk more about that, I want to talk about something first to start off the stream, and then we'll get into the NBA season suspended. MLB I should have put on there. I typically do my titles earlier in the day, my topic titles, so I should probably have like MLB and NH everything, like just sports. Here, let me change it right now. Sports suspended. Let's put that. That's more fitting. Sports suspended. Alright. I just updated it. So if you refresh, it might update or whatever. But what's up, Braden? So first, I just want to clarify a little bit about my stream. Your daughter's lacrosse even suspended. About the stream yesterday. I was talking about the events and multiple people at the same time and people in need of money. And I got a call from one of my good boys, one of my brothers, person I respect a lot in the hobby. And, he maybe took it a little wrong when he watched it later. And so I went back and I watched it, and I can see why. It wasn't worded the way it was supposed to be worded. It wasn't talked about the way it should have been talked about. First of all, me personally, and I know the person is also in need of money, and I made it seem like there was only one person out of the two people that were having auctions that were in need of money. And my apologies, that was not what I was meaning. My whole point of me saying all this was it hurts each person. That's what I was meaning. So it hurts each person involved for the amount of people you have in there during it. So if there's 2 auctions going on, and it's within the same pretty much community of people, right? Most people are going to have to choose one or the other unless they have 2 devices. So if we all communicated better, each one of these guys, anybody that does auctions, anybody, is going to have the ability of selling their cards for a little bit more and making a little more money. So when you're in need of money, you know, especially like these guys were, and they do, you know, because they're out of work or this or that right now, they have things they got, you know, they got to pay. It came off wrong. I said it wrong. And so I'm a guy that, you know, I'm an honest guy. I'm going to come out and make things right. And I just want to say that I apologize if it came off the way it did. And I wanted to clarify it for everybody that watches. Because this wasn't when I was explaining it, it wasn't well, only one person is in need of money. Or only one person really needs it. So why this other person do this auction? No, it wasn't that at all. It was, my point of me trying to make was, if we have too many things going on at the same time, events I call them, right? I always do the events, but it's defeating a purpose within all of each other because we just don't communicate and we don't all get on the same page. So, again, I want to apologize if it did a little bit. I kind of watched it back myself. It did seem like it came off that way, and that's not what the intent was. Not at all. The intent was exactly what I'm saying right now, as far as having one auction going on at a time, no matter who it is, so that they can capitalize, have as the maximum audience they can get, and capitalize the most on the cards they're selling. Doesn't matter who it is. So anybody, everybody. And I think that's just going to be I just feel like that's a better way. And I feel like that's how it used to be. And that's how it was back in the day. So, again, I just wanted to clear that up. I wanted to clarify that real quick. I don't want to sit and talk a bunch about it again because that was yesterday's stream. But I do feel like it's important for me to bring it up first thing and explain and make sure that it's clarified and that we're all on the same page. Stopping for a minute. Got to go work meeting. All right, buddy. I appreciate it. What's up, DJ? What's up, Brandon? So, the big thing now is obviously, and we're just going to sit and talk about it, right? So, we're watching all sports basically evaporate as far as season in plays in front of our eyes. Right, I initially had it titled NBA Suspended because I did the titles earlier in the day. I get everything set up earlier in the day, like when I first get up in the morning, and I change things when I have to, and I just updated it, you know, Sports Suspended. But let's just take NBA for an example. And I was watching the NBA DFS show that I watch usually every morning while I'm working. And they had 3 guys on. There's typically 2 of them. They had 3 guys on, and they were just kind of all because they don't know what else to do. Like, this was normally the norm. An everyday stream in the morning, talking about the slate, talking about the game, who's the best plays. So they were just kind of talking. And you guys are right that even like Mark Cuban's saying, like when he found out, like, how many millions, maybe billions of dollars are going to be lost? Let's just say in the NBA alone, right? In March Madness, how much money that brings in. But let's not just look at the players, right? Let's not just look at, you know, Rudy Gobert, Mitchell, they test positive now. Hopefully everything's fine with them. You know, from what I've seen or heard, there hasn't really been a lot of deaths unless you're a really young person or you're a really old person, right? If you're in that middle age, it seems like you get it if you have it, but it's just you kind of feel like you got a virus and it hasn't really taken people's deaths within a certain age gap. Majority of it anyway. But let's talk about how many, like the hourly people that work at stadiums, the people that do security, the ticket holders, the people that clean up after the place before the games, the people who set up, the cameramen, the commentators, and there's multiple commentators, not just the TV commentators you have for a game you're watching, but people in different languages, in Spanish for a Spanish channel or in Spanish. I mean, there's a lot of different things. Yeah, I get it, DJ. I just wanted to be clear because I could see it. When my brother called me and talked to me a little bit about it, I could kind of see as I watched it back how it could be taken the way it was taken by him. I totally get it. I could see it. I mean, it just I didn't word it the way it should have been worded. It was in lieu of everybody having a higher success rate by only having one event happening at a time. But I mean, all these people like jobless, and it's not like they're going to continue to get money flowing in. Now Mark Cuban said that he's going to get some kind of program in place for all of his hourly people within the Dallas stadium. Hopefully other people follow the lead. Hopefully other people within other organizations do the same type of things, because there are people that rely on that. That's their paycheck. Hourly associates. Hell, maybe some of them are salary within the organization, within, taking care of the stadium, the fundraising, the food, concessions. I mean, you just think about everything that's involved and how many people are actually impacted with work, with just downright work. Now, the other thing I think is interesting is the craze on the toilet paper, because I made a tweet today, too, even. I said, hey, a light bulb just came off. If toilet paper becomes so hard to get your hands on, unless our water supply is no good or it's tainted or something and we can't use water anymore, we don't have water anymore, you could just jump in the shower after you take a number 2 and clean yourself up. Clean yourself probably a little bit better, maybe even. So the craze on that's a little insane. But the big thing is the people that are impacted, the numbers and thousands and hundreds of thousands. I mean, you think about it, between all these different sports, and now the MLB is pushing regular season back. The tournament, all the teams are pulling out. Like for the NCAA tournament, that brings up a bunch of jobs, a bunch of money. It's insane, man. It's truly insane. A big question is, why suspend the seasons altogether? Why not just rig the attendance and suspend the blackouts? Well, that's crazy. Like, that's a great thing there, but the problem is, I think that's where everything was going with, like, the NBA. And then what ends up happening is you not only have one player test positive for it, you have 2. And then those people that test positive for it, the reason why that game was honestly canceled right before the tip-off last night, the Oklahoma and Utah game, is because one of the refs, a female ref, she actually refereed the game the other night that Rudy Gobert played in. And now he tested positive. So none of the players wanted to play the game with her in the game because they didn't know if she had it or not. She could spread it. Or she could have spread it. That's the problem. They were going to take that route. They were going to do that. And quite honestly, crazy, we may see that go that route once they unsuspend. If they do unsuspend the season at some point, you may see it where it's just no fans. That's the way that they were going to go. But now you got actual players that have it. And all these players have been in contact with each other. And the referees. And there's referees that were in the game just the other day with Rudy Gobert. It's like a domino effect, man. Not to say everybody's contracting it or getting it, but you can already see Rudy Gobert gets it. Now all of a sudden Donovan Mitchell has it. They're teammates. So that's where the worry, that's where the concern is. That's why they decided to go ahead and suspend the season for right now. And now they're trying to do it, they're doing it with every sport out there. Unemployment will get slammed. Yeah, you bet, man. MD public school is closed for the next 2 weeks. And honestly, I don't know why my kids were in Minnesota. The U of M, I think's already had a case of it or something, which is not far from. I feel like the smart thing to do with all the schools, cause especially kids, like kids and older elderly people have the highest death toll rate if they get it. So we should keep our kids home, kind of, home, just whatever. Like my buddy that I work with or work for, I guess, the company, he doesn't really do anything for me. I run his business and I get 50 down the middle. But he told me today that he told his son that they're done going to eat out for a while. Like they're going to stay home and they're just, pretty soon there's not going to be a lot of things we're going to be able to go and do anyway. One of the guys that was on this DFS show in the morning, I forget where he was located, what state, but his town is already kind of quarantined. Like you can go to like the food market, all schools are closed down, any kind of school level. He said it's pretty much like a zombie town. Everybody's just in their houses. You can run to a market if you want, but the National Guard's in the town all over the place to keep things under control in case it gets chaotic with people, this and that. But, man, I'm telling you, it's like we haven't seen anything like this in our time, really. I mean, you can say swine flu and all that, but that's nothing to what this was. Like, or what it already is. So, people are going to lose jobs because people are going to need to. Yeah, you're exactly right, man. Luckily, I'm in a spot right now where I'm pretty good because I work from home. I thank the Lord for that. But that's only going to last so long if this continues to get worse, because the people that are buying from us, if they're not going to their jobs, or they don't need their jobs moving or running stuff, or they don't need their vehicles going, they don't need me. They don't need us. 2 positive cases of coronavirus were just announced in the city I live. That's only 20 minutes from here. I live. Man, Shekrat, just be careful, man. Just use common sense. Make sure you're cleaning your hands all the time. Make sure you're not touching things and touching your mouth and whatnot. Next year, Escalades will have no fans. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, guys. Like, we're seeing something we've never seen before. Never seen before. In front of our eyes. We had in, what was it, the 1800s, we had that bad flu that wiped out a third of the population at the time. It killed off a third of the population. This isn't there, but that's something that could get there. Apparently they have some forms of vaccines, but they won't actually be completely ready for a good year and a half. That's why, like, trying to quarantine these things and trying to block things off is, your best prep as you're trying to kill time, per se, and not trying to get it to spread anymore. It was worse. It was more deaths than the World Wars, I think, both of them put together. The death toll from it. The Spanish flu. Yep. I mean, guys, 1918, there you go. Remember if it was 1800s or New Rochelle, New York. Yeah, is that where you're at, Anthony? So, I mean, it's just, and it's weird, a piece of me feels empty. Like, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of you guys, that maybe some nights you watch your team play. That's part of the thing you do. Maybe you do that with your kids, an NBA team, an MLB team, whatever it is. Like, my night consists of work during the day, do the stream, and then I go watch NBA and I keep tabs on my DFS lineups. And I build my lineups throughout the day, and I'm doing my lineups from 5 to 5:30, 5 to 6, and then I go live scrambling with NBA or whatever sport. I can't play DFS now. There's nothing I can play unless I get into like esports or something, which I know absolutely zero about. And I can't even really go watch it anywhere. Where do I watch it? That's the fun part about playing DFS is being able to actually watch games and be involved because you got money or you got lineups riding on certain players. And so then what happens with the card market, sports card market, if sports just aren't moving, if there's nothing going on with them? Where does our card market go? What happens to it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that might be, Anthony. Tom Hanks and his wife, yeah, they were both, and like Tom Hanks' son did an Instagram video and said he had talked to his dad and everything seemed fine. And again, it doesn't kill everybody. Like, the percentage is like 3 or 4% right now. So so if you take 100 people and you put them in a room, 3 or 4 of them don't make it out of the room. Out of 100. That's still not good. It's not good that anyone has to go or has to die. And then you hear about, like, North Korea, where somebody was tested positive for it, and they just shot him. They just killed the person. I guess, that's the way that country runs. But, what's up, Jamie? What's up, Isaac? So, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure Tom Hanks and his wife will be fine. They're just quarantined because they have it. But, I mean, is it going to kill them? I mean, we don't know. Time will tell. But is it going to kill Rudy Gobert or Donovan Mitchell? Time will tell. I mean, usually the immune systems for people in their, 20s to 40s, I think, within that time window, immune system is still pretty good, pretty strong. It's the younger generation and the elderly we got to be more concerned about. But it could happen to anybody. Just because it hasn't really happened yet doesn't mean it can't. What's up, J&J? So, I heard about that too from my mom. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, all I can tell you guys is just, like, use common sense. And, a joke's a joke. It's great to joke around and whatever, but it's great to joke around until it hits home or it's close to home. Until it actually becomes a reality in your area or in your neck of woods. I mean, we're already losing all our sports right now for the time being. I'm not saying we've lost them forever. Only time will tell that. But for the time being, our favorite pastimes are evaporating in front of our eyes. There's no sports to watch right now. Not saying everybody's into that, but for a lot of people, that's a pastime for them. For myself, that's a pastime. I just wish about. Yeah, me too, man. Uncle Stewie, you hit it right on. What's up, 1 cent? Ohio is on lockdown as of today. Yeah. And I'm supposed to be going to California with my daughter in April in a month from, like, now, pretty much today. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. And it sucks. Like, it really sucks. What happens if Yeah, I mean, if a pro player dies from it, I mean, now again, not that you ever wish something on somebody, but Rudy Gobert screwing around. If you guys haven't seen the video of him wiping his hands all over all the mics after the game the other night, and then he was touching everybody's stuff in the locker room. That's what they said. And I'm sure that's how Donovan Mitchell got it from Rudy Gobert, just touching his stuff, all of his bags, and just putting his hands all over everything without cleaning them. There is a lot of me mentally with the virus, and not a lot of us. Conversation. People keep acting like people. Yeah, no, I get it, man. I mean, I wouldn't take any of this stuff too lightly. You at the same time you don't want it to ruin your life right now, right? And your day-to-day activities, but it's really hard when your day-to-day activities consists of playing NBA DFS, watching NBA games, getting ready for MLB season opener, and all that stuff's going to be pushed back. All that stuff's going to be delayed. What's up, Jacob? How you doing, brother? What's not professional? Oh. I don't know, guys. It's weird because a part of me just doesn't feel right, right? It's like I keep wanting to look at my phone and I keep wanting to check my lineups for DFS, and then I have to remind myself that there's nothing to check. In fact, I set a bunch of NHL lineups this morning and was going to check them back before it started. I knew it was probably going to get canceled. And before I could even look to check my lineups and mess with them, my account was already credited back. All the money that I put in and the entries were pulled out. Just a weird time right now. Jumping a box of 2020 Don Ross baseball. Got a dope Gavin Lux. Nice, man. That's cool. Our government should make the hard call and order everything but essentials to seize food, meds, public services, anything else. Shut it down. Tell people to stay home. I agree, man. 1 cent. I agree to a point. The problem is, I mean, we shut everything down. I don't know. I mean, what? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for a lot of us to survive without any kind of money coming in, without anything. Buckeye, I hope you're doing well, brother. I haven't been able to check if you've done a new mail day, Buckeye, but did you get my last mail day from like last week or the week before? I threw a little bonus in there. I don't know if you've opened it yet, but that's cool, Jacob. A nice Gavin Lux. So, but guys, I mean, what do we see happen to our cards, our card market? Like, as no sports continue to not go on right now, what happens with the whole cards and the hobby right now? I mean, they're still gonna come out. There's still gonna be new releases. There's still gonna be all of that. But what happens? Like, does this get to a point soon where people just stop buying cards? And if we shut everything down, how do I pay my mortgage? Well, yeah, I suppose you're right, Stewie. But then again, you don't have anybody to pay. Like, if nobody can be at the banks and nobody can process anything, it would almost be like we would be living in a just everyone on their own kind of while it's all shut down. So you gotta look back at the 30s. Our government then needs to pass a bill to help people through the tough times. Food banks. Yeah, I get it. But then the food banks and all that stuff, if everything's quarantined and you gotta stay home or you can't go out places, how do these people that need this food, how do they get that food? Like, how do they get there to get it? I think the online card community is going to be great the next few weeks. Yeah, I mean, I think you're honestly right on there. Like, between all of us, I think we have a good thing here. Between all the different live streams and places you can go, Jimmy Guns, Plowman when he does his auctions, Eloy, BITG. Anybody that goes live or does videos, anywhere where you can be kind of live and in chats like we are right now, maybe myself, you're right. It's going to be a good outlet. It's going to be a place for all of us to just kind of talk and chat and what's on our minds and what we're going through. It's kind of like we have a nice little supportive cast, if you will, supportive group within these groups that we can kind of lean on. Yeah, I said your name, Popeye. I just said, and when you do your auction stuff too, like lives, just being able to having an outlet to go. Buckeye will be doing his again, I think. I'm done buying for a while. Haven't opened my package yet. Okay, cool, man. Awesome. Then I won't spoil it. But yeah, I mean, people are going to take different angles. Again, I'm still going to be pushing the live button. I'm going to need you guys, especially these next couple weeks without any DFS or any sports, man, it's going to be just weird. It's going to be just super weird. We don't have sports, but we will have cards and a great diversion to current. Yeah, that's right, man. 1 cent, you are right on there, brother. Arena, what's going on, Scotty? How you doing, brother? But I just, I'm it's kind of like a shock, man. I think I saw some people tweet, like, last night as things started to unfold. Like, somebody say, I don't know how to feel, or I'm speechless, or I'm shocked, or, like really, like, we don't know what's next, right? Okay. Cool, Popeye. Well, hopefully that works, man. I think I was talking to him a little bit last night about it, too. Just be careful, because I think it's going to bring on a lot of confusion. I may be wrong, and it's a little bit of kind of what I was talking about before, too, about how, I mean, unless you guys are going to go every other card or something, like, he's going to put something on, they're going to bid, and then you're going to put yours on when you're on, you know what I mean? Like, back and forth, maybe? I don't know. Well, you guys will have to see how it works. I wonder how much confusion it's going to bring to everybody, is my question. So, kind of like I told him, I think it's better we all just get on the same page and everybody's doing their own individual one on a certain night, a different night, or we're not live on the same nights. But I think it's perfect as well if you stay Monday nights. I do my in-depth with deafness, and then right after I'm done, people can go right to you, and whoever else like isn't in mine, you fire up and you go live. Yeah, I'm sure they got to get better. Yeah. Right. Yeah, because that's the thing, Plum, and I worry about, I mean, you can't have two lots up at the same time. Because who's bidding on what? You're in one stream. Who's bidding on what? Like, it's just going to be, they're going to have to, like, initial or something, or, hey, Peyton, $3 bid, If it's a Peyton card, and then you got a Peyton card, and you got whatever card. Like, I see it being more confusing, but I don't know. Hopefully it works, man. I don't know. It'll be something different, but hopefully it just doesn't confuse people more than it benefits you guys, you both. So, yeah, cool. I think the bigger thing, though, honestly, Plowman, like I was talking with Jimmy last night, the bigger thing is just not having two auctions at the same time. Like live, or two auctions at the same time. Just one auction, no event, no event, like no me doing like an in-depth with deafness or an auction myself either on the same night. None of us doing an event. And that way the majority of the people can be at one place, and they can bid on those cards, so you guys can all benefit. Like, whoever's doing auctions, y'all can benefit and get money, money y'all are in need of. So, I went to Walmart today to pick up toilet paper, and a coworker told me that people are now starting to cancel online orders they've made because of this virus. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. My best friend that he owns a company I work for. He has an Alienware, like a crazy Alienware laptop. That's his main computer he uses. And he put a warranty in. What's up, Sam? He put a warranty in to get it fixed because there's an issue with it, instead of going and buying a new one because it just really wasn't worth it. The Alienwares are always way ahead, like, because they're just a high-end computer, way ahead of technology typically. So even if it's 2 years old, most computers at 30 days or 6 months, they're already obsolete as far as what's new or available. But they're usually way ahead of the curve. And there really wasn't much difference besides a little more RAM or this or that. So he submitted it in for a warranty. And originally, this is like a couple weeks ago, originally they were going to be out and they come out to his house and fix it. And then no one showed up, so he called him back. And they're like, yeah, it's parts not probably even going to be here for them to go out and fix it until, I want to say, like April 1st or May 1st. And I'm sure it has to do with because it's probably coming from China, more than likely. So, what's up? What's up, Wax Man? How you doing, brother? Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. Your neck of the woods. But yeah, guys, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I saw the NBA is, I guess all the owners and everybody in the NBA are telling Adam, the commissioner, that he should evaluate everything after 30 days and see where it is. And then maybe at that point, if they feel like they got everything under control, then they can go back to gameplay, but they won't have the attendance and the people in the audience. They'll just have the players and the refs and coaches and whatever. There's also word that, for NBA anyway, they might, if they do continue the season at some point, that it may just go right pretty much to playoffs. So wherever teams sat, whoever is in, wherever they sit right now, if they fall within the seed, they make it. Maybe before it's over. Yeah, I could believe that, Truth. But I'm saying if they can get a tamper on it to where they could do it, where they don't. Because, like I said, Truth, earlier, the original plan for the NBA, before a player got it, and then 2 players got it, the original plan for the NBA was to eliminate anybody in the audiences and just have them play. So you're not having that. So if they can control it to that point to where they can go to that, which they might be able to do, we'll see. Being optimistic, but that may be possible. But I can see it being at least a year. Like I said, the actual vaccines they think they might have a cure for they're gonna be a year and a half out right now. So who is calling it a pandemic? So, yeah, another thing too, I kind of just want to touch on in the community chat. I don't understand. I don't understand people bashing each other on what they do on YouTube or what they open, or why does it matter if somebody's opening $10 box of cards on their channel or $100,000 box of cards? Yes, I talked about an opinion earlier that I don't feel like the woo factor is as cool if it's somebody that has unlimited money and they're buying this high-end product, they open it and they hit a big card, because it can open case beyond case beyond case. But for people to just bash other people for what they open or rip, or $10 box or $20 or $30 box, it's just ridiculous, man. I don't understand it. I never will. I never ever ever will. I tweeted today, we can all have our own space. We can all have our own we all bring our own unique side of things, whether it's auctions, in the streaming with content, ripping products, doing a little bit of it all, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. High-end product, low-end product, medium product. But, yeah, I get it, man. It probably is, but it's just too bad. I don't know if people think that doing that and getting that attention is going to help boost them up more, and then maybe some people will jump on the coattails and follow the clout or what. I don't know, man. It's silly. It's silly. It's super silly. But yeah, guys, I don't know. May have said I am the Fairfield King. Yeah, and that's awesome, man. It's fun to watch that stuff. So, but you shouldn't get bashed by people because that's what you enjoy doing and that's what you like to rip. There should be no bash involved in that. And somebody shouldn't get bashed for ripping a $100,000 box of product if that's their thing and they have the money for it. I simply was saying, yesterday, that I just don't see as much excitement to the woo or the boo or the boom if it's somebody that has a limited supply of money versus somebody that's on an actual budget that can only spend X amount of dollars. and then they hit this crazy superfractor, crazy card. I just think there's more boom to it. Like, I don't know, because the other person could just keep opening product, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's, again, like I said yesterday, that's great for the hobby. People spending money and buying product is a good thing for the hobby. It keeps the hobby moving. It keeps it going. Body box at 90.96. That's cool. Fleer Metal football is awesome. All that Fleer Metal product was insane. I love that stuff. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Boxes. Probably a lot of people. Yeah, you're right. Uncle Stewie, that's a very good point. And a lot of people enjoy watching that. So people who say things like that are just bashing a whole shit ton of people in the community. And I'm sure that some of those people that are riding the coattails of someone bashing are probably also the same ones that have had multiple comments in the other person's streams in the past and have maybe even super chatted them money saying, oh, shout me out or this or that. It's just funny how things work. It's funny how people just follow wherever, if you want to call it the clout or whatever you want to say. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But wow, look at this. Kevin Love opens wallet for Cavs staff. Kevin Love donating $100K to help arena staff during suspension. This is cool. This right here to me is flippin' cool. We need more of this. More of this. He just gained more of my respect. Kevin Love donating. Hopefully more players will follow suit. Because that's the thing that really sucks the most. And that's what I was talking about earlier. How the suspension, it's not just, oh, poor NBA players can't play. It's all the people that have jobs, like in the arenas, concession stands, security, etc. What's up, Gorilla? Biggest channels. Yeah, no, Mark Cuban did too, but Kevin Love is the first player that I've seen come out to say that he is donating. So, what's up, Gorilla? He is actually donating $100,000 for Cavs staff. And like I said, I hope more players, and Mark Cuban obviously already said he's going to put a program in place, and I hope more owners do that within the sports, not just NBA, any sport that's now being suspended. Because it sucks, man. These people, they all have jobs. A lot of them have families. A lot of them have children probably they need to support, you know? And that's a job they rely on. And it's a job that they should feel like they can rely on. Because, you know, how easy is it for an NBA or an MLB or an NFL or any actual big league that's been around that long go under? It's very hard. Very, very, very hard. So, anyway, guys, I don't know what else you got for me. I mean, I got nowhere to go until BITG goes live. I don't know if anyone else is going live or not. I don't really have a lot else to talk about. It's just kind of, I'm still kind of sitting here just in a weird what to do mode, you know? Like, what to do? What to do now? What to do now? No sports to watch. And I tried Netflix. I watched that Spencer Confidential yesterday during work. That was a good movie. That was a really good movie. I'll watch your last two videos, Wax Man, for sure. It's just tough, man. You try to go through and watch everybody's stuff, and then you start watching new people you see pop in and watching their video or two, and you like it. And before you know it, your recommendeds and shit are like the people you used to watch all the time. They don't pop up, and then when you're watching stuff, you don't even think about it. I will definitely go back and watch them, Wax Man, for sure. Why don't you continue to do what I do when I can do it? Came in late. Talk about well, just in general, people talking about. I mean, if you want to say his name, you can. I'm just saying in general. I mean, it's not just him that does it. Like, people do it all the damn time. But I just don't understand why. Like, I get it, like jealousy or whatever. But what's crazy to me is that, you know, the person that's being bashed, he made a name for himself. And he wasn't any big ex player of any kind or anything. He actually made a name for himself. And the other person could say the same thing by playing ball. That's true. But you also have that now to fall back on to get you to where your channel or whatever is now, you know? Like, I can't see a person that's not an ex-ball player that's into cards, whatever. If they weren't an ex-ball player, didn't have a name that was an ex-ball player name, I would assume that their channel would be no different than ours, in all honesty. But because they hold a name, so many more people flock to them, and that's just the way it is. I mean, that's clout. That's whatever you want to call it. So, yeah. Right, and you should want to be an example. Like, you should honestly, everybody should want to be. And you know, I've done bad things. I've made bad choices in the past, and I've learned from them, and I've changed my ways. I stepped away for a while, got myself together, and decided, hey, I'm gonna keep positive. I'm gonna keep the positive vibe. I'm gonna try to push positivity, you know. And it's really helped me. And I feel like we just shouldn't be bashing each other. Like, it's just stupid. It's dumb. Like, I don't know. I get it. Well, yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. But we never made a big show, whereas another person has. So because they did, they've made a name for themselves before any of this, and then they come to this, and it's obviously easy for them because they already hold their name. They already have a name, you know? What's up, Super? Hope you're doing all right, brother. Okay, but somebody gets mad. I mean, I would assume he played X-ball. He probably invests his money properly. That's a good thing. He's probably smart with his money. So she's getting mad because he's spending his money. I mean, I guess it's their money if they're married. But it's not like, I would assume it's not like she's the one that's brought in all the money that he's spending. So he spend what he wants. You know, he's a man. He's a man. He can spend whatever he wants. He should be able to. And again, I think it's great. I think it's 100% awesome for the hobby that he buys as much as he buys. And even Gary Vee, that they buy what they buy. I think that's great. That's awesome. I'm not the biggest fan. Because it just doesn't wow me when you could just continue to order case beyond case of product and just rip through it until you hit something crazy. And be like, oh, look at this crazy card I hit. I only went through 10 cases, though, of this product that are $3,000 or $5,000 a case. Wasn't there something that he was even showing his eBay stuff, and a lot of the cards weren't selling for much. Wasn't there a whole video of that or a tweet or something? I mean, it just shows you that it's typically not like you can just go invest a shit ton of money in cards, buy packs and boxes, and you're going to get your money back. You have to know that you're more than likely going to be in a loss, and that you just got to recoup what you can and put it back into what you love, the hobby. What's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Aqua's in the house. Kona Crab, we are canceling everything. What happens next year when the flu that kills tens of thousands of people comes back? Are we allowed out of the house? That's what I'm saying, man. That's why we're all in the same boat. None of us really know. None of us know. We all kind of sit here in the same... It's weird, man. It's weird without having sports. You know, maybe we don't think about this properly, but without sports, like when things are going on like this, you know, at least you have that 2 hour, 3 hours. If you love a ball team and they're playing tonight, you can watch the game and take your mind off of things or try to get away from all that reality for a little while. And here we are, we can't. We can try to find a movie on Netflix, TV show, a series, whatever, and maybe that works for a lot of us. But for me, it's typically sports, man. Yeah, it's typically sports. That's right. And that's why it's kind of depressing, I guess, is the best word I'm trying to find the right word. And depressing just seems to fit best right now. Kind of where we're at. What's going on. So, I don't know, guys. All I can say is, like others have said in the chat, I wish nothing but positive and good health within all you guys. I hope you guys are all using common sense. Guys, go buy a tap water filter with a quickness. We can watch Red Sox, AOL play baseball, comparing two older teams head to head. Pretty cool to see. Guys, just use common sense, you know, like when you're doing things, you're washing your hands, you know, just not sticking your hands where you don't need to be sticking your hands and then putting them in your mouth or wherever on your face. Just keep yourself clean. And don't go right into wherever it is. If it gets close to an area you're in, just try to stay away from it. Maybe get away for a while. Somewhere where it's not, or where it hasn't been apparently exposed or out. I had to deal with just a headache today. Like, it was like 9:30 this morning, and I hadn't had one sales call. And so then you start thinking, okay, with everything that went down last night, with all the NBA and the sports shutting down, I wonder if a lot of people are just saying, screw it, I'm not spending any money. Businesses maybe are kind of getting ready to shut down, whatever. And so then I'm like, it's just weird that I haven't had a call, because I'd probably have 10, 20, maybe 30 calls by 9:30, from 8 to 9:30. So then I go and I call the, I like how he introduces, this one I go and I start calling the 1-800 number. Like my 1-800 number for the business, because I can call it and then try to transfer and select. So I'm selecting different departments, and every time I select it, it would ring once, and then it would go, some other machine, and go, sorry, this department or this business or whatever is currently closed. And it's not our voicemail, so it's not even hitting my phone. Like, it's not even ringing to my phone, because it would still ring to my phone, right? I have dual line, so I'd still get a call. So I have to call my man, the guy that I work for, and I'm like, dude, our 1-800 number's not working, and he's down his computer right now, so he could go to his computer quick if he had it and it was up and running and check everything out. So it literally took all day until like 4 o'clock this afternoon. And what ended up happening is we had a system set up so it would have like you would call a number, it'd pick up, and it would say like press 1 for manual transmissions, press 2 for automatics, press 3 for transfer cases, and so on, 4 for engines, etc. And that's worked forever, for years. And all of a sudden today it stopped working. So the guy at the 800 forwarding line, by 4 o'clock, he took out the extensions and just had it forward without any choice of extensions, and it worked fine. So they're going to try to escalate on their end to try to figure out but so now I don't even know. When people call, I typically would know what generally they're calling about. There'd be like a bunch of 2s in front of the actual phone number. More than likely, they're calling about an automatic transmission. If there's 4s, they're calling about an engine. If it's 5, it's shipping. If it's 6, it's a core question or about a core credit. So that's all gone now for now. But then I started getting calls. I got bombarded with calls from like 4 to 5 o'clock. I mean, it was insane. But just always something. Always dealing with something. Closest was confirmed today in Seminole County. Geez. Our closest was 15 miles away. We're still making marketing calls, trying to help those businesses who need help. So, wow. But yeah, if it ain't one thing, it's another. So I went most of the day without really much for calls. Luckily, I got a couple sales in at the end that last hour and a half. But luckily, it's been a decent week with losing pretty much all day today. So Daytona? No, I didn't say Daytona. Red. So I don't know, guys. We're approaching an hour. I mean, BITG, maybe he'll fire up a little earlier now that there's no sports on. I could ramble on and keep it live, but I don't really know what else to talk about. I think we just keep talking about the same type of things. So I'm going to close it out here. You've been extra busy? Well, that's a good thing, Waxman. Like, that's good. And we've been busy, like real busy. But again, I lost today because of our phone system. No, if people tried calling us, they couldn't get through to us till the end of the day because the forwarding system was down. So, but all right, fam. Everybody out there, stay safe. I'll fire it back up again tomorrow. Hopefully you guys will join BITG or whoever. Reapers, what's going on, brother? Good to see you popping in here. We're about closing it up. But hopefully you guys will check out BITG tonight. Eloy will be live tomorrow as well as BITG. Jimmy Gunn should be back for Saturday night for his gun show auction, so make sure you check him out. I don't know when Buckeye Card's going to do another auction, but I'm sure he will. I'll be doing In Depth with Defness again Monday night around 5:36, and then following me will be Plowman's auction, I believe, unless they're doing the dual thing. I don't know what's going on with all that, but yeah, what's up, Camden? Everybody just be smart, use common sense, keep yourself clean, stay away from areas that apparently have it or try to, and we'll talk to you guys soon. I'll see y'all. I love y'all. I do. Be good.